Okay, everybody knows Coach O. He's here for 10 minutes, and he's ready for questions. Coach will start here on your right, front row.
Coach, I don't know if you're tired about this question yet or not, but when you look at the quarterback battle, how close is it, and do you know when you will name a starter?
Yeah, it's very close. I mean, either one would be a great choice. And, to look at the work that Miles Brennan did and the way he started the season and the success that he had as far as yardage, and it wasn't his fault that we lost the game, and no question about that. And then he got hurt. And then you look at the way Max just kept on fighting and just kept on competing and just waited his turn. And like so many players at LSU. And then his turn comes against Florida in the Swamp, 27-point underdog. He wins that game. We come back and we beat a very good Ole Miss team. And he did some tremendous things in that football game. And so both of them have shown us that they can have a lot of success at LSU. So you only can play one quarterback, right? So there's an open competition. It's tick and tack. One day I can see Miles doing better. One day I see Max doing better. No one has pulled ahead of the other one. In my opinion, they're starting dead even going into camp. It's going to be a tight race.
Coach, to your left, second row.
How big of a hit was it to lose a guy like Dare Rosenthal?
It was huge. We have been working diligently to develop Dare into a premier left tackle. He wasn't there yet, but I think he was coming. I've been bragging about having our whole offensive line coming back, which is huge because there's a lot of continuity. Dare was a leader for us. The right guard, the left guard played near him. They had friendship. All those guys were friends. So it was a big loss for us. I recruited him. So, but next man up. Cam Wire has done some good things for us. Another guy's going to have to step up. That's just the way it is.
To your right, second row.
Hey, Coach Ed, Garland Gill, Fox 8 New Orleans. An hour ago, you did the Hold That Tiger tweet. 5-5 in 2020. Most people would think that the program would go down in recruiting. Not only have y'all stayed on point with recruiting, y'all escalated it, and y'all are one of the top 5 teams in America right now.
Yeah.
What do you point that as to? Because after you did not have success in the field last year, that your recruiting is red hot right now, and you're keeping the borders around the state.
You bring a very good point. These players saw the 2019 season. They saw Joe Burrow. They see these guys. They see Justin Jefferson on TV. They see Clyde Edwards-Helaire having success. They see all the success that LSU has had. So you just can't put it on one season. And these guys do believe, and talking to the recruits, that hey, we stick together, that we can have another year like that. And not every year is going to be like that. No way we want a year like we had last year. But we have 19 or 22 starters coming back. We're hungry. Maybe last year we wasn't as hungry as we need to be, obviously. I think that last year is a thing of the past. We're going to deal with this year one game at a time. And I do believe you're going to see the Tigers have a very good football team. Recruiting is my strength. We have a great staff in recruiting at LSU. The state of Louisiana is loaded this year. We have some great relationships with all our players. Some of our committed players have become recruiters for us. So we got things going in the right direction.
Coach, to your left, front row, Ed Daniels.
Coach, kind of following up what Garland said, how concerned were you about that there would be a spillover? And you've done a really good job lately of keeping the best players in state.
Yeah.
Can you speak as to why you think you've been able to do that in a couple of schools in particular?
Yeah. Being from Louisiana, you just kind of know the lay of the land. And I always felt that when I was going to be the head coach of the LSU Tigers, that my connections and the people that we know in the state of Louisiana and the communication and how to sell LSU. I mean, most young men, I can't say how every one of them, grew up wanting to be a Tiger. I mean, I did. We all watched the Tigers on TV. We all watched them run up the tunnel. So you got to recapture that. You got to find a way to recapture that and although there might be some bling bling here, some stuff there, in reality, staying home is good. And staying home has its value of being a Tiger and coming back to Louisiana and getting your education and getting your network at LSU. So those things are all there. And then, like I said, like I told Garland, that 2019 season, all these guys watched it, and they believe that they can do it again. So recruiting has never been a concern of mine. Keeping our players in state has been a concern. It's always a battle. I mean, it's a constant battle every day. I tell our coaches we can never relax. It's never done. But for the most part, we've done a good job for that.
Coach, to your right, third row.
Coach, until recently, you guys had dominated, A&M in the SEC, and now they've won 2 or 3 over you guys. You're not going to give them a lot of credit, but can you speak to what Jimbo's doing in College Station and what's making them more of a viable opponent?
Can you say that again? I didn't understand the question.
Just A&M's been able to beat you guys 2 of the last 3 years, but before that, I'd lost 7 in a row. Can you speak to what Jimbo's been able to do in College Station so far?
Yeah, he's done a good job. He really has done a good job. A&M's a good school. You can attract all the talent you want right there in the Houston area. The guy's a good coach. He's won a championship. He's done a good job.
Coach, to your left, second row.
Coach, what is having guys like Eli Ricks and Derek Stingley Jr. free you up to do with the rest of your defense?
Yeah, play a lot of zone. Maybe double someone else. Put them man-to-man. Gives you a lot of flexibility. Put them on their best receiver, obviously, and cover man-to-man. But I do believe that Durante is coming from Mike Zimmer's system, has a great way of using fantastic players. And you got to know what you're doing. You just can't not say, I'm going to cover this guy here, but then they give you different formations, they move them around, and they switch them up, and they say, oh boy, what are we doing? And some of that may or may not happen last year. We cannot let that happen again. So I think Durante is going to simplify our defense, but basically let those guys play and cover their best receivers.
Coach, to your right, second row.
Coach, are you a fan of the proposal to expand the playoff to 12 teams, or do you like how it is currently at 4 right now?
Well, we got in it and with 4, and we only had to play a couple of games, so I like that. That was fun. But you know what? Whether I want to or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm a fan or not. Whatever we do, football changes. You got to change it. It looks like it's expanding. I hope it doesn't expand too much where we got to play 3 or 4 or 5 more games. I think that would be too much on the kids. It'd be too much on the coaches. But I think that it is going to expand. I think that there's a couple of teams that probably have been left out that need a chance, but I hope it doesn't get too big. You need to be elite to get in that, obviously.
Stay on the right-hand side, Zoe.
Coach, with this quarterback battle and the guys and their experience level with Max and Miles, how do you chart this battle to keep it fair? How do you evaluate everything, especially after last year?
Well, when we were going to college, there was no computers. You couldn't keep everything. It'd be hard. But now there's computers. Now we got analysts. Now we got PowerPoints. Everything gets graded. We film everything. We got analysts grading everything. That's gradable. Now, we're not going to grade individual. But, any team period that's competitive, any 7-on-7, any 1-on-1, any team pass, any blitz period, they get a grade. And that grade's put in the computer. And then we'll put all the grades together, look at it, and see who wins. Now, it may come down to that. It may not. It may come down to I say, hey, this guy's the best quarterback. I know he is. He's the best quarterback. It may come down to the last day. I'll give you an example. Last year, TJ and Max, when Miles got hurt, were in a competition. It was a close competition. Wednesday afternoon, we had a third down period. TJ won the third down period. The whole team saw it. TJ won the contest. So sometimes it's obvious. I think this is going to be obvious. Sometimes it's very close. We have to go to the computer, look at it. And sometimes it's going to be a gut feeling.
Final question, Coach, to your right.
Hey, Ed, one more thing. I think a couple of weeks back when off the bench, you were talking about going to Destin to kind of clear your head, get things right. You were going down there with Cody and Parker. what do you work on mentally, you know, getting time to yourself? I know important is to get away from Baton Rouge and kind of get your mind right. What did you do to kind of calm yourself down, relax, and kind of, do some inner work on you?
Yeah, you know, for the first time, I got away from the office. I went 9 days to Destin, and I enjoyed it. Had fun. I surprised myself. Usually we go to Destin, and we have a 7-day trip planned. I'm back in 2 days. But you know, I think with me and my boys just being there ourselves, we enjoyed it. We worked out together. We just kind of just lived in there for 9 days. It wasn't like we were going on a wild vacation and got to go eat every night or nothing like that. We just took it on a daily basis. So I think that was fun. You know, I always like to go right down the bayou. I always like to go see my mother. She's gonna give me coaching points for the season. I got to write them down and take them back and get ready to go.
Coach, thank you very much.
All right, go Tigers.